What's up, guys? In this video, I can't talk. What's up, guys? In this interview, we're going to be interviewing one of my good friends, JayChalke. He's a wonderful, wonderful, family-friendly streamer, the exact opposite of me. But he's definitely worth watching. So let's go ahead and let's get right to it. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is JayChalke. I'm a Twitch streamer, and I am, as you mentioned, a very family-friendly streamer. I'm also a teacher as my full-time job, so I have a lot of my students who sometimes might wind up in my channel, so I try to stay as family-friendly and positive and whatnot as possible. But I've been streaming for the past 3 years or so, and yeah, it's something that I really enjoy doing in my free time.
That's awesome. So your name, JayChalke, it's an extremely interesting name. How did you come to that?
Yeah, so a big part of who I am is the university that I went to. A lot of my stream, as you can see in the background, I got the KU flag and the KU pillow and the KU hoodie. I'm always wearing, and something blue and red is in my stream at all times. But the University of Kansas, their alma mater, their chant is the Rock Chalk chant, and their mascot is the Jayhawks. And so I took basically the combination of Rock Chalk and Jayhawk and made Jay and Chalk and added an E on it for flair. So that kind of something that I stuck with for the last 3 years. My name before JayChalke was actually Drentos, and that was handed down from my dad when I was like 9. He was Drentos, and then he adopted a new name and then gave me that one. And then I used Drentos from about 9 years old until about 23-ish or so, and then 22-ish, and then I switched to JayChalke. So yeah, that's kind of where my name came from.
That's sort of cool that it actually got passed down from your dad. I think I had you on PS3 back in the day, and I remembered seeing the name Drentos. That makes sense. What exactly made you start streaming?
So a big part of my goal and aspirations as a streamer is just creating a place that is just as welcoming, as inclusive, as positive, and as uplifting as possible. Every single time someone comes in, I feel like they should be heard. The things they say, the things, their desires, and so I try to make a place that is uplifting to everyone. And I love playing games. Gaming has been a huge part of my life for a really long time, and so I love sharing my experiences with other people. And just being someone that creates a community for everyone. And so that's just been a big reason why I've started streaming.
Is Twitch the only platform that you stream on? Do you go to like maybe YouTube and Mixer also?
I currently only stream on Twitch, but I've been considering multi-streaming, perhaps maybe on YouTube or Facebook or something like that. But right now, my only platform is Twitch.
You're also affiliated with Twitch, correct?
I am. As of 2018, I believe.
2018. Nice.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. So I'm assuming you have a YouTube channel, right? If so, do you take whatever's been on Twitch and you maybe post highlights or something on there?
Yeah, so my YouTube has always been kind of like an archive for like a lot of my Twitch content. So like maybe some speedruns that I've done that I need to upload to speedruns.com. I'll upload them on YouTube, or maybe I just have other speedruns that I've done, or like just a lot of like maybe like a stream that I did, I'm automatically uploaded. So never really like content per se. But recently I've actually uploaded my very first YouTube, like an actual YouTube video with like an introduction and everything. It was actually a video of me reacting to, I went back for the last 2 or 3 weeks and I looked for all of the people who had rated me. And I went to their final moments of their stream to clip what they said before they rated me. And so it kind of hit two birds with one stone. I was able to kind of give exposure and talk about some of the streamers that have been rating me and that are in my community and whatnot, and give them some much needed attention, and also have a YouTube video. So it was kind of really, and I was like, that's an interesting idea. first video. Let's give some attention to some other streamers, and they've been helping me. A lot of what I have been able to achieve is because of them. Like, I would not be where I am today if it weren't for those raids. And so I just wanted to show my appreciation. I've also done in the past few weeks some Twitch clip compilations.
Bit of a tongue twister.
Yeah, it really is. And so I would basically go through all of my clips, and I have a lot of clipped moments because I'm typically a very vocal, loud, obnoxious reactor. Like, when I react to things, it's pretty hype, and I play a lot of things that people send me to. So generally, they are sending it to me because they know I'm going to be reacting to it. So I have all of these clips that I just kind of just downloaded and just put into a compilation, and I have like 10 or so out on YouTube right now. There's so many clips that people have made. It's actually really interesting to go back and see clips that I didn't even know existed until I watched them. So it's super interesting to see that.
It definitely sounds like you do a lot. I mean, obviously you're a teacher, you have a family, everyone's out there. How do you like find the time to actually go through and stream and stuff like that? Because it just literally seems like you do a bajillion and a half things when I see you post stuff on Facebook. You're also a Humble Bundle partner.
Yes.
So...
Yeah. So just recently, as of last week, I was partnered with Humble Bundle. And for those of you that don't know what Humble Bundle is, it's a digital storefront platform online that you can buy individual bundles, and you pay what you want, and there's different tiers. You pay $3, you get this amount of games. You pay $10, you get this amount of games. And it's just something that personally I have used for a very long time. I've been subscribed to Humble Bundle for multiple years, and it's just something that I think through my veteran status with Humble Bundle and my recent success on Twitch, Humble Bundle offered to partner with me, and I gracefully accepted, because it's just, I love the platform. The charity focus, the gaming focus, it's just all perfect. But in regards to your question about how do I manage all of my time as a teacher, being a teacher is a big time job. You're always lesson planning, responding to maybe teachers, other colleagues' emails, parents' emails, students' emails, and so it's constantly something that I always got to be thinking about. And so because of that, and also a big part of my success recently is putting on a streaming schedule. That schedule that I actually for the first 2.5 years of my streaming career, I just streamed whenever and however long I wanted, and it was just maybe one day I would stream 10 hours, another day I would stream 30 minutes. It was just not consistent. And I think the biggest boost in my popularity and my growth rather is just having a streaming schedule that has been consistent. I have days that I set aside to be with my family. I have days that I set aside to give attention to my students who need a lot of my attention, and I have the days where I set aside for streaming. And I think I have a really good balance right now. And as a teacher, which what I'm looking forward to is during the summer, I can go completely full time. So I will be streaming full time, probably awesome. 8 to 10 hours roughly a day for the whole summer. And then once the school year starts back up, I'll go right back to part time. And so I think, managing my time is a huge part, because you also got to consider your mental health. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you hydrated? I have a big problem with staying hydrated, but just having...
You always get hydration bot.
Exactly. I did have that once before. It really does help, hey, have you drinking water yet? Okay, no, boom. But yeah, just have that streaming schedule in place. It's so critical, as a new creator, content creator, and as a seasoned content creator. Knowing when you're going to be live is so big for your viewers. And also, it's a lot of less stress for me, honestly, because I don't have to think about, have I been live? Or when did I stream last? Should I be streaming? It's just a lot of less stress for time management wise.
I can definitely agree with that. Do you play like a specific game?
Yeah, so when I first started streaming, my actual first game that I streamed, surprisingly, was Twilight Princess. And I still have the VOD of that. I saved it, and it's just so interesting to look back on like my very first stream in comparison to how I am now. Like, I don't think I even talked like at all in those videos. And so like another big part of being a streamer is being a narrative streamer. And so I like to play games that you can have a lot of moments to where you can narrate, because you have that 3 to 5 seconds to when a viewer comes in, they're going to want to see something interesting and they want to hear your interesting, commentary. And so I try to play games. And so the game that I've kind of been focused on recently is Super Metroid. I speedrun Super Metroid. I play it casually. I play randomizer Super Metroid. I do all different kinds of categories. I do ROM hacks of Super Metroid, anything that I can get my hands on for Super Metroid, because there's so much in this game that you can commentate on. So much is happening, and it's just generally a loved game. And the randomizers, amazing. I do tournaments nonstop for Super Metroid. There's also another tournament.
Let me cut you right there.
Go for it.
So for those that don't know what a randomizer is, can I get you to just sort of explain?
Absolutely. So a randomizer effectively is, imagine a game that has things that you can collect. So let's say, if you understand the game Super Metroid, you go down and the Morph Ball pedestal has Morph Ball. A randomizer will take all 100 locations and randomly place all the items at those locations. So if I go down into the Morph Ball pedestal, it might not actually be Morph Ball. It could be a missile pack. And then the Morph Ball could be in the location where the missiles are, on to the right. Of course, it has to be completable. There's also logic, things that might be required, not required, difficult tricks, not difficult tricks. It just depends on the logic you select. But there are so many randomizers out now, and it's such a booming area. You have randomizers for so many different things. In fact, I've actually coded my own randomizer. I haven't really told very many people this, because what happened really is I coded the randomizer as a learning project for Python.
I was about to ask if it was Python. Python's the only language I really know.
Yeah, and it was just something that my community and I worked on kind of together. Like, they would, like, if I needed to, basically it was a streaming thing that I did for a couple months, and I worked on it and I got it working. But it got to a point where, especially in consideration of logic, I just did not have the background in coding. So I actually gave it over to a streamer named Captain Dapper, and he has been working on basically the majority of the randomizer. The base randomizer was coded by me, but everything else has been from Captain Dapper. I also did Enemizer, which is the same thing as Item Randomizer, but except all of the enemies are randomized in their places. So that's pretty cool. I also did Elevator Randomizer. Just some things that I could, because randomizer is such a big part of my stream. I do so many different randomizer tournaments. Super Metroid, Link to the Past, Wind Waker, Metroid Prime. I mean, the list goes on. Mega Man X randomizer. I try to play every randomizer that I can get my hands on.
Do you play much Smash Brothers? Random question. Sorry.
I would love to. I want to get it for the Switch. I haven't yet. I used to play Smash Brothers on the GameCube. My friends and I, back in the day, oh my gosh, just religiously every day. I've been looking forward to possibly picking that up.
Yeah, the reason I was asking, because I was randomly thought, if there was a character that you'd like to see on Smash Brothers, who would that be?
Well, before I would have said Ridley.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it just now happens that, Ridley is now a playable character, so that's pretty cool. I think I'm not sure. I'm not caught up on my current characters, but I think it would be cool to have a Goron, honestly. A playable Goron character. My stream is very much focused around Gorons.
What's a Goron?
So a Goron is, in fact, I might be able to just, right here, if you look at my screen, you can see that these are Gorons. This is actually a baby Goron. So what these are is every time I get a new subscriber, I cut out a baby Goron and I write their name on it, and I have a board where I have all of my subscribers pinned to the board. So it's just a bunch of baby Gorons and like a big baby Goron family kind of thing.
But it's a character. 100% a teacher. That sounds like something a teacher would do.
But it's just a character in the Legend of Zelda series, and it's just one of my favorite species and characters in that game. I just love the Goron. They're just so perfect. And so a lot of what I do alert wise and appreciation wise is Goron based. And so I would love to see a Goron, a Goron character in Smash. That'd be sweet.
Now that I think about it, I think I know what you're talking about. They were in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, they're kind of like the ogre looking guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, they eat rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to the speedruns, how long have you been doing that? Was there like a specific Twitch streamer that really got you into it?
Yeah. So my first introduction to Twitch was at the end of, or rather the middle-ish beginning of 2017 as a viewer. I stumbled upon Speed Gaming Channel, and they were doing a Super Metroid randomizer tournament. And
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, oh, I remember playing Super Metroid as like a little young child with my father, and I started watching it, and I was like, what's a randomizer? What? How do you race a game? Like, it was so foreign to me. This concept of speed running a game or racing a game or a randomizer in general was all just very foreign to me. So I was very interested, and I'm watching them, and then just every time a new race was scheduled, I was always on it. And I was in between. I had just finished my master's degree, I think, and so
Oh wow. Okay.
I was really in a period of where I didn't really have much. I was looking for a job in teaching, or awaiting my confirmation that I was going to be moving to Germany, which I ultimately did move to Germany for 2 years to teach English.
Mm-hmm.
But in that little 3 week time frame of waiting for one of those things to happen, I was watching nothing but the Super Metroid randomizer tournament, and like all of the big names were in this. You got Punk, and the big time names. And so I was just so engrossed in it, and I was like, I got to try this. I have to try Super Metroid randomizer. And so I figured out how to get. I remember talking to I think it was X Ancient Gamer. Their name is. He's a Super Metroid player. I think he gets like a 53 80% now. He's a really good runner. But back then he was like a 110 runner, so he's definitely improved. But he provided me the materials on how to get everything set up, and I did my very first seed, and it took like 4 or 5 hours, and now I'm running. My PB is a 45. So
So can
it's
you explain what a seed is and a PB?
Yeah, so a seed is effectively so when you randomize a game, it's going to output, let's say, a number or a hash. That number, if you give that number to the same, or if you give that number to everyone, it'll be the same seed for whoever has that number. And that, or rather, the same randomization for the seed, excuse me, for the ROM, for the game, for every person
Mm-hmm.
you give it to. So we call it the seed. So if I took Super Metroid and I randomized it, and then I sent that randomized game to another person, it would be the same seed. And then a PB is a personal best or a PR, personal record. So how fast I have finished a randomized seed, for example.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What made you choose Metroid to speedrun? Is it just the fact that it's something that you knew?
Yeah, something that I knew. I also really was a fan of the ability to constantly get better. There was always something to practice. Movement was always a focus. You can always, even today, and I have well over 3 to 5 thousand hours in Super Metroid. You can always get better at rooms, and like each and every room is like their own mini speed run, and it's just like, especially in randomizer context, every room is different depending on what items you have. And so there's always something to practice. I could practice the same room with 50 different item loadouts, and it would all be different. And having that knowledge of, okay, I have this item, this item, this item, that means I need to approach this room like this. And I loved that. And I still do. I still play Super Metroid Randomizer almost every single time I stream. I'm always adding. If I'm playing, right now I'm playing Frostpunk, I'm playing a little bit of Wind Waker randomizer, and I'll always find a way to slide in a Super Metroid randomizer because it's just something that my viewers want to see. It's something that I really enjoy playing, and it's just a great. It's just something that I've always, and it's something that I really started out on because once I finished doing like those few Twilight Princess streams, I've really moved into doing just like strict rando streams, just learning how to play the game and whatnot.
That's pretty crazy. So you've also spoke about tournaments and stuff like that. Have you actually won any tournaments?
I was the farthest I've gotten. We did a Super Metroid. There was a Super Metroid oh gosh, what was it called? Uh, Scavenger Hunt. It was a Super Metroid Scavenger Hunt tournament, and basically how it worked was there was a randomized game, so all the items are randomized, and at the very beginning of the race, both you and your opponent were told about 2 items. So it could be Spazer Beam and High Jump Boots. The first person to find both of those items wins automatically. So it was kind of an interesting concept. And I made it all the way to the final 4 in that one. So that's probably the best I've ever done. Well, there wasn't actually an SMZ3 tournament, which is Super Metroid Zelda 3. So the Link to the Past combo randomizer. So you have Super Metroid and a Link to the Past, and they're combined, as in the games are connected. It's super complicated, but it's one of the greatest randomizers out there. And I did fairly well in that tournament as well. But unfortunately, I have not won any tournaments. There are exceptionally good Super Metroid runners out there that I am trying to aspire to be. And I just keep working at it every day.
Practice definitely makes perfect. When it comes to the whole Zelda and Metroid thing, I've definitely heard of it. I believe I watched a Twitch streamer that goes by the name of Dev Diddly Do, which I think you also know him, which I thought that was sort of funny. Because I think he was watching your stream, and I joined in because he was watching. I was like, hey, wait, I know JayChalke, and I know Dev. So
yeah,
it was sort of cool. Out of the hardware that you used for your computer, are you more of like an AMD person, Intel person, or do you even care? Maybe you're just someone that's like, I just want a computer that works.
Honestly, I'm just whatever is available. I'll really use anything. I haven't really gotten into really pinpointing what's best for what and whatnot. But currently, right now, I use Intel. But I really don't mind either way. Yeah.
What about your graphics card? Possibly capture card?
Yeah, I have an Elgato HD 60 capture card, the one that it goes in the PCI Express. So the one that goes,
okay.
Yeah, the one that goes inside your computer. I've had a lot of success with that, mainly with my Switch. I use that pretty religiously with my Switch, Super Mario Maker 2 or Pokemon Shield or whatnot. And I currently have a GeForce GTX 1070. Which has been really nice. It's been able to run basically any game that I would want at, fairly good quality. And other than that, my computer is pretty beastly. I built it. It's a funny story. So in that 3-week period after my master's degree, I was trying to figure out, am I going to be moving to Germany, or am I going to be staying in the United States teaching German or teaching in general? And, I went out and I'm impulsive and I bought this computer. I just walked in and I said, look, I want the best or the second best of everything, of all the parts. Just put it together and I'm going to do it. And I was really impulsive and I did that. And so basically everything in the computer at that time was basically the best, or if not second best. It was definitely top of the line. And then the next week I get the confirmation that I'm moving to Germany, and I had to leave. Oh. I had to leave the build that I just built back at home. And so I spent, 2.5 years in Germany, and then I come back to the States a couple months ago, and here's this computer just waiting for me. And I'm just like, man, if only I had waited, to build this computer, I could do the same exact computer I did 2 years ago for like half the price.
Yeah. Well, at least you got something. It's still better.
Yeah, but it's been really nice. It's basically just been there for me, so I'm happy with it.
Do you have anything else that you'd like to add?
I'm just vibing. I've been on this hype train, I think, for the last few months. I've reached a lot of really cool milestones that I'm really proud of. I used to be, a streamer that streamed for 0 viewers, but I think the big thing for me is I came into it not at all to make money. I came into it because I just love making people feel good and having a stream that is welcoming, and everything just kind of came with it. And the last few months I've made more this month than I did my entire 2 years of streaming, for example. Awesome. And I just I'm going to give a big shout out right now to Ghost Wizard 87. This this dude in my chat, and you it's really nice when you find people like this who can be in your chat and support. Every single time for like a month straight, every single time someone would come in who did not have a sub badge, he would immediately gift sub that person, and that goes. It's so far past the monetary value of that sub. It goes to, this is the first time they've been in my stream and they're automatically getting a gift sub. That's going to drastically increase their desire to come back. And I can pinpoint probably 10 or 15 viewers who have stuck around and have been in almost all of my streams because of what Ghost did. And so, like, I am definitely vibing off of the Ghost hype train. So a big shout out to them for all their support, and also Lousy 1991, another streamer who was, or not really a streamer. These are both viewers. They don't stream yet, but I know Ghost is trying to get something together to stream. But those two have definitely been a huge support for me, and I'm just vibing. I'm just trying to make everyone feel good, and when people come in, I just try to give them the time of day, and just trying to be the best I can be, and I'm looking forward to growing. And also, another big goal of mine is that at 1,000 followers, I want to do this 24-hour charity marathon. Basically, all of the proceeds are going to be going to basically wiping out student lunch debt. And as a teacher, I see the consequences of hungry students. And that's just something that I care passionately about. And so I'm really, really excited about being in a position where I can do something like that and just walk into a school district and be like, "Do you have lunch debt? Yeah. Okay. Bye. Boom. Wiped out." And so I'm like super excited about that opportunity. That's
you are such a nice person.
Thank you.
Now, the one thing that you have to do for me, I need you, since you're a teacher, I feel like this is something a teacher would do. Every time a streamer, or I guess not really a streamer, maybe a viewer does something nice, they should get a little star next to their name. You need to have a little billboard, or some sort of little board, and just put a little star sticker right there. I think that'd be funny.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, anything.
If you don't do that, I'm gonna do
it. Yeah, it's really great. I'm always trying to find something, like, for example, the sub board is just something that I introduced couple months ago, and it's just something that you can recognize your viewers for. And I made 2 personalized, so I have all of my baby Gorons, and when you subscribe, you're adopting a baby Goron basically. And I have
you pretty much have the same thing that I'd be talking about then. You just replaced the Goron, or you replaced the star with the Goron. Okay, well then
and also the two individuals that I shouted out, Ghost Wizard and Lousy, I printed off basically adult Gorons. And I wrote personalized message on those adult Gorons, so they are on the board with the baby Gorons, but they are definitely pronounced. And so I'm just trying different things to really make viewers feel welcome and are excited to be in my stream. And I'm just like, I'm on the verge, and I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get bigger, and I'm just ready to reach more people and just be a voice for everyone. And I'm just excited. I'm just riding the wave, just doing my thing, enjoying it.
I think you'll definitely be able to do it. You remind me a lot of Big John, if you know who that is.
I do. He does a lot of Mario stuff, right?
Mario. He used to speedrun Mega Man.
Yeah, that's right.
A couple of other things. I think his little motto is "Keep it comfy." Stuff like
nice.
That. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of thing that I've always, I guess, sort of gravitated towards. I feel like trying to keep a family-friendly stream is a lot more difficult.
It is.
And just like, I play Mario Kart. The moment someone throws a shell at me, I've probably dropped at least 3,000 curse words in 100 different languages.
Mm-hmm.
It's just difficult, and I give major props to anyone that tries to actually keep a family-friendly stream.
Yeah, so, it's definitely difficult, but thankfully it helps that, as a teacher, I'm also spending, 8-9 hours of my day also being family friendly. So I get a lot of practice. So it's just something that I'm really used to. So it's really helpful.
All right, guys. So that's it for this interview. If you want to check out more of JayChalke, we'll have everything down in the description. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day.